So, good morning, Mick. I'm Lee from 3D360. We're conducting our Skills Bootcamp case study interview with you. So, if you would like to introduce yourself, what area you come from, and tell us a little bit about your day job with Innovate UK.
My name's M.Hadfield. I'm a Senior Innovation and Growth Specialist, and I work for Innovate UK Business Growth. Day to day, I go out into in the engineering world, into manufacturers, into businesses which are looking to implement Industry 4.0. I'm based, or I live up in Chorley, near Lancashire, and the day job involves talking to SMEs and helping them grow and invent new products.
Fabulous. That keeps you entertained then. Definitely. Yeah. So first question, Mick, is why did you choose to come on a Skills Bootcamp, and why did you choose ours?
Well, first of all, because of what we do, and it's usually the cutting edge of innovation. So we see companies looking to innovate all the time, and as such, we have to keep our skills sharp along with that innovation. So we do talk to businesses around Industry 4.0, or we deal with companies that are looking to diversify. So, for instance, traditional engineering companies that might want to look at additive manufacturing, or we might want to talk to companies that are developing CRM systems that might want to utilize, or ERP systems that want to utilize AI and things like that. So, as part of my personal development plan, I actually put it down formally and said, look, I'd like to know more about Industry 4.0, because my day job involves walking through the doors of said companies and developing innovation and growth strategies. So I saw, I can't actually remember how I saw the advert for. I'm sure somebody passed it to me, and initially I saw that it was for those that were unemployed, those that were looking for new jobs. And then I noticed that actually, larger organisations could apply for it.
It caters for everyone.
Yeah. So I thought, well, absolutely, why not? And additive manufacturing, it's as much a hobby as it is a job as well. I try to keep and see what the trends are. So I cleared it with the powers that be, and they said yes, go ahead with it. And the application form was fairly straightforward, and it turned up at the beginning of the course.
Excellent. So this might be a good question, or a very short interview-ended question. So, did you enjoy the course, and did you learn anything? If you say no, we might as well cut it now.
No, well, lucky for you, I would say it's probably one of the best courses I've done in years and years. And I do a lot of courses. Personally, take my job to one side. I always try to do two hobbies that interest the mind, and one for the body. So this one was the one for the mind, and actually it tied in nicely with what I was doing with Innovate UK. And there was a good mix of people from all walks of life. If I remember rightly, I actually brought along one of my clients as well, because he was looking to pick up CAD skills and 3D printing with a view to building I can't say exactly what, but an engineering piece, shall we say. I tell you what I liked most about the program wasn't just the content. It was the people that were delivering it. So I'll give a good example. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of the chap. But when we did the 3D printing course, we literally had to put our own 3D printer together, which is a bit of a big ask, because apparently you can't teach an old dog new trick. That's me, isn't it? Well, actually, you can actually. And he did it with such enthusiasm that it wanted you to spur you on and to do it. So there's two parts of this. One is the course content, and then there's the delivery of the course. And for me, that 3-day course, when we came down, the person that delivered it to us, it was just so enthusiastic. You couldn't wish for more. The online courses were good as well. I mean, as with everything, there were some which were more interesting than others, but that's just life. But one of the courses that I didn't have much of an interest in personally was around data. Since the course, I actually deal with a lot of.
You understand the importance of it.
Of AI, so it has come full circle, and I use all parts of the course in the day job. But I guess the biggest skill that it's given me, and this might be a bit left field for you actually. So we look at Industry 4.0 as a young person's industry. So it's people that potentially like younger, etc. It's not for people that are in the 50s, etc. And I've picked this up, and I'm talking to companies where the MDs and the owners are about my age, maybe a bit older, maybe a bit younger, and it does give you a bit of kudos to know, the difference between, different printing methods, for instance, and data migration and AI, in a way that you would expect it to be from a younger person. So it does capture all ages.
Yeah, ironically, like that, young people are driving the innovation, but the decision makers are still people of our age, sort of thing. So I think it's important that people of our age understand. A lot of people think the barrier to Industry 4.0 digital manufacturing is cost, and it isn't. It's just acceptance. And like you're almost like the translator now, sort of thing, because you can go between the two. And most companies, the main aim is return on investment, sort of thing. They can get something in if it'll save them money, they're interested in it. But a lot of companies now, if they don't start taking on board Industry 4.0, they're going to be left behind, and that's the sad thing about it. So what was the best bit of the course, would you say?
I would say, well, obviously, because I've got an interesting, I'm sat here with a lovely 3D printer to my left hand side here, so that gets used for quite a lot. And just from a personal setting, everybody comes to me now and says, "Can you do this? Can you do that?"
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Personally, I do a bit of designing and whatnot for people. But I do focus in on additive manufacturing. As a result of the course, I've now sort of stepped sideways into around security and defence. So a lot of that is very, very relevant at the moment. I'm actually a veteran, so I'm ex-army. So I do go to see companies which are looking to get into that supply chain. And looking for those next steps. And not only do we help map out that supply chain, but also, the Ministry of Defence or the Security Service are actually looking for cutting edge technology, and that's where this comes in as well. So I do utilise that side of things. And like I said before, the data migration side of things. So I picked up a couple of companies that I'm working with that do that for a living, but also the artificial intelligence side of things. I since the course now, I do the AI side of things. And last week I presented to Chorley Council at Strawberry Fields around AI.
We actually spoke with Charlie about using the Strawberry Field. It's an amazing building. Is there was a makerspace there? They were talking about us getting involved in that, but I don't know what the situation is with that.
Let me know. I know most of the people that are in Chorley Council and the people that organised it, so it's not a big. And the other side to this as well is next Thursday I'm also giving a presentation to 70 people as part of a wider programme for MMU and the colleges across Greater Manchester in construction. So there'll be construction companies there, and we'll be talking specifically about AI in construction.
Can I just would you have felt more confident if you hadn't been on the course? Would you felt less confident about talking about this topics than since you've been on the course? I know you're very experienced anyway, but
yes, I would still have done it, and it would have meant a lot more research from my perspective, because there are people in our team which have got different experiences around some Industry 4.0, some not. But I guess it was the spark that started the fire, and now I'm because of that initial spark, I'm now in a better position to be able to discuss, not just in a group situation presented, but also on a one-to-one with companies and within the team as well. So yes.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah. So one of the penultimate questions. So has the course helped you in your daily innovate role when speaking to other companies, which I think we've sort of covered that, but it's
it has. And off the back of that as well, I'm looking not just from a point of view of training an Industry 4.0, but wider now. So my network has grown because I'm now looking for. You're not going to want this because this is about your competitors, but
no, it's all right. And then everyone's in training. We're all here to educate everybody.
Yeah. So I talked to other 3D. Well, this is mainly not training, but machine providers. So when people say, I want to take that initial step and I want to go from a traditional manufacturing base and I want to implement, let's take 3D for instance, additive manufacturing. Where do I start? Where do I go for that? So I do have a network of people that can help do that, whether that be through yourselves to do, the lift training, or through others identifying the right machine for the right job, but also liaising with the likes of the Advanced Manufacturing Research Centre, who actually do additive manufacturing, R&D and feasibility studies, amongst other things, AI and the like. So I guess the answer is yes.
Brilliant. Because one of the things that we 3D360 made a decision to, we don't 3D print anything that we sell online, and we don't sell printers. So when anybody comes to us, we can give people an impartial advice on anything. If we was making lithophanes and selling them online, if somebody came in and wanted to find out about photography or whatever, we might be a bit reticent to tell them how to do it. So we took that decision to make sure that we're not competing with anybody. We're just delivering training. Obviously, we do it for our engineering clients, 3D print for those. But would you recommend the Skills Bootcamp to others?
I already have done. It's become part of my solutions when I'm talking to people. Obviously, we're completely independent, so we have to provide at least three businesses. So when I am talking to people, say, how do you get started on that journey? I will usually put you down as one of the three options to start having a conversation and to begin that journey. So you may have already seen people come.
No, you are possibly one of our best salespeople out in the field. But at the end of the day, it's nice that you've been on the course. You can't get a recommendation. We can pick up the phone and sell to people, but you can't beat a recommendation with somebody on the course. Just going back to the military side of it, the Americans have been using 3D printing for a number of years now. They actually have like rapidly deployable 3D printed containers that they'll
carriers. I've seen it.
Yeah. They're amazing, and we've got videos of Marines being trained. Because end of the day, if you've got a 3D printer, you need items in the field and whatever. I think the Americans have been keeping the Black Hawks in the air and some of their fighter aircraft, because parts are obsolete for them, sort of thing. They don't support them, but they can manufacture these things in house. So these are all considerations for companies to take on board.
It's also because actually, there's a conversation that might need to be had with DASA, the Defence and Security Accelerators, to say, can we put a 3D print solution in a box that fits on the back of a wagon to be able to go into the field and produce parts for temporary parts for armoured vehicles, missile systems, etc. So I don't know if that's been done, but definitely worth the conversation.
Yeah, I think it's a case of there's so many industries out there, and the digital manufacturing, they can all see a different usage in a different way. It's about understanding the necessity for it, but also the implementation. It's pointless trying to sell a piece of technology to somebody if they can't see use for it, and that's where you guys come in.
There's a really good case in point there. So one part of the course is, I actually haven't mentioned this, that's digital twin software.
Yes.
We're talking about military software. So having personally been out in the field with a broken tank, digital twin software would have been absolutely invaluable to be able to predict problems and maintenance requests, preventative maintenance and things like that to save time and lives.
Yeah. Even just augmented reality, where you can hold a phone up and it'll show you how to service it or repair it in real time in front of you. So there's so much that technology can help people. Most of it is around training and actually advising people what to do. I think on the course we talk about the Mercedes technicians, where they use the HoloLenses to actually shows them actually how to service, because there's that many different variations of vehicle. They struggle to keep up. But the technology side of it, it's all about adoption of it. But one of the areas that I think personally is misunderstood, the importance of it, is CAD. The computer aided design. Everything starts with that. When I think people, the reason why we do our why we let people build a 3D printer on the course is so they understand how it goes together, how it works, how to maintain it. But I think people don't realise that if you don't have anything to send to that
Yeah.
printer, it doesn't do a great deal, really.
I was just going to say exactly the same thing, because for those that have not been on the course and don't understand anything about additive manufacturing, it's just basically you pull a 3D printer out of a box, plug it in,
Yeah.
download something from Thingiverse and print. Well, the real world doesn't work like that.
No.
And actually, arguably, the real skill. If there's one thing that and I get that you can only do so much within your course, there's one thing I would say is probably do more around
Well, next year
Yeah.
we've got 2 days of CAD next year, so we've
Yeah.
got 4 days practical. So we've actually taken that on board with we've increased the number of days of CAD. So we've got 2 days of CAD, 2 days print to build.
Yeah. I mean, off the back of that course, I've taken YouTube training courses on Fusion 360 off the back of it, and used a bit of Tinkercad. I mean, most people will start on Tinkercad just to build basic blocks, but moved away from it. But in order to produce something 3D wise, you've got some file for it, And then the other side to it is the slicer. So how to use a slicer effectively,
Yes.
because if you've not sliced it properly, it's not printing.
No.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Anyway, Mick, thank you for your time today. Good luck in your education of certainly with the AI and the defence side of it. That's a challenge sort of thing. But yeah, thanks for your time, and have a great Christmas, and we'll no doubt bump into you and see you soon.
You too, Lee. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a lot, Mick. See you soon, mate. Thanks for your time. Bye bye.